Righty. Hello everywhere out there in internet land at 9 o'clock at night. Yes, we are doing another stream at night because we don't sleep. But anyway, welcome to episode 8 of the Community Corner podcast. I am your lovely host with the most, the anime misfit itself, Shannen. Joining me as always, the round that's not so round anymore. Maybe not because that video's not out yet. Lamp.
Sorry, it's just the icon's like I need to change that. Anyway, foreshadowing.
And joining us today, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, I am Scrolls, World War II Dragon, or Visk. I don't know which one I would really go under. You could also know me as the guy who writes music for Pause and Select. So there's a laundry list of names.
I see. So tell us what exactly do you do more in detail? Like, what's your motif? What's your jibs, man?
Okay, well, like about my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I make videos, or it would be more apt to say I did make videos. I'm kind of in a bit of like a, just like, I guess what's a good way of putting it? A bit of in a block. You know, I have a bunch of video ideas that just don't come out. But essentially on my channel, I make a bunch of weird shit. Some of it like they all kind of come from different places. Like a lot of my ideas come from looking at the community and thinking I don't like a certain thing, or like maybe I could try that, or like there's the originality comes in like how I spin it, I guess, more rather than me coming up with something that's original in itself.
I see. So would you say you are we past a minute yet? Can I say the word? Lamp?
Yes.
How are we shit posting?
Yeah, you could say it. Yeah. I should post. What's up?
That's great. Now I can say that word with no restraint because the minute has passed, so YouTube can't get on my ass.
Is that how that works?
They have this really weird thing where they'll check your videos and all that bullshit. And they won't recommend it to people if it's too much cursing, especially, but the bot's kind of lazy and it stops really checking after the first minute.
That's a really shit bot.
So, unless it still does that, but either way, shit, fuckity shit, because I'm really bad at keeping my word. So, you post some shit on the internet. That is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Not exclusively, but yeah, I shit post. What's up?
I see. So I'm looking at your channel now, because I'm a stalker like that. And I see a lot of interesting pieces of a true connoisseur. So let's before you get to the obvious series of the thumbnail, let me pick one at random, and you have to explain it. Let's start with an easy one. Explain the one explain your witch mirror.
Your witch mirror. Let's see. That's the one.
It's 34 seconds.
I see it. Okay, let me just refresh myself which video this is.
Do.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So okay. So this video was a re-upload, or it's a video that's supposed to mirror like a video that got flagged on YouTube and I couldn't upload it.
Mm-hmm.
But to be more precise about what I was doing in the video, Digibro gave out a set of settings to really make your voice just sound amazing. And I was like, those, what you're doing. I looked at those settings as somebody who has an audio degree. I kind of thought to myself, those aren't really good settings. And I thought I'd try them out myself and see what they sound like. And that video is pretty much me doing that. It sounds awful. I don't know why he'd recommend anybody use those settings. Like, I don't even think he uses those settings.
Maybe he recommended the settings so people would use the settings to make the quality not as good. Heck if I know. It's just
it was a fake. It was a troll.
It was a deep state conspiracy, an inside job.
All right.
Okay, next two. Explain. You gotta explain to me the anime rap video.
The anime rap video. Well, a friend of mine was making an anime rap video. Like, that was a thing at a time in Anituber. I don't know if it still is.
You mean ciphers?
Yeah, the anime cipher thing.
That's what the boys call it now.
They were called that back then too. The anime rap video is kind of like me going, yeah, I've been called out, and I wanted to do this anyway, so I was just waiting for somebody to call me out. I was just, I don't know, it was shit posting. It's just straight up shit posting. I don't know. I just thought it was a really dumb concept, so instead of like really playing along and trying to make something serious and like, something that slaps, oh shit, it cuts down. I just thought I'd make something dumb. Like, I'll be honest with you, most rap that like references anime is really cringy to me. Like, I don't know if you guys heard Denzel Curry's new like thing. I don't know what to call it. It's like a 10-minute thing on YouTube. It's just a YouTube video with 10 minutes of Denzel Curry song.
What?
And he at one point talks about like making a spirit bomb. He's like, fire in my palm, bitch, I'm never calm. I'll put my hands up, time to make a spirit bomb. I gotta tell you that when I heard that, I cringed. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, real talk, like, I don't know how you record that and you don't go, that's bad.
Wait, is this the rapper guy who did that Goku rap? Am I thinking of the same? Are we thinking of the same guy?
No, that's Jaden Smith. He was feeling like Goku. Again, see, like a lot of rappers, like actual, like real human being rappers, like to actually reference Dragon Ball, but I don't think it makes them any better. Like, just because it's common and people know it, it doesn't make the reference any less cringy.
I don't know. Some people state that the rappers have more street cred in the anime community because because compared to say like an Ellen DeGeneres or a Lady Gaga who only references is on a more pop marketable level, that the rap when they reference Dragon Ball feels a little bit more underground, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, I get you, and on that level, I guess I agree with you, but I don't know. You can keep your taste in anime and your bars separate from each other. In fact, I would go as far as to say, you could just sample the entirety of the Death Note soundtrack and just rap over it with 808s on it, and I would respect that more, which has happened before. Just thought I'd say that.
Okay, so what would happen if someone took an actual rap song in an actual anime and then tried to rap to that beat and make a cover of it?
I'm confused.
Okay, so you know the anime Megalobox or Samurai Champloo?
Okay.
They did like, I don't know if Samurai Champloo had an actual rap track in it, but
it had new job is.
Yes.
So yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. Okay, so what if somebody made a cover of that, and then they just kind of added their own like flair to like they made a cipher using the beat from that song.
Well, as long as you're not talking about random shit that happens in anime, I think it could be good. Like, New Job is great. Like, I love his music, so like that would just be disingenuous for me to say like, oh, you can't, you shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is just like, bro, when you sit down and you I don't know, like stuff I say in that video, I look back and I'm like, I said that, like, but it's like it's a joke, so like it's kind of, I don't know, it comes from a different place. I feel,
Mm-hmm.
like, like I don't know, Like I don't know if you go up to a person and you Detroit smash them. Like it's kind of cringy. I'll be honest with you. To be honest, like to me that's just like come on, like it's funny, but like it's like I think part of the joke is not knowing it's funny because it becomes more funny because they don't know it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So I guess that video, in some level, I think I kind of emulate the vibe of like a rap cipher because when I heard I don't know if you guys know Jimmy Nino.
Yeah, I know
I
Nino.
heard his when I heard his cipher, that was when I first knew that you could really just throw out a real stinker, nice real stinker out there. And I'm like, I want to do one myself. Like I want to throw out a real stinky. And that's what I did with the video. I put out a real stinky.
Hmm. All right. Okay. What's another one? How about? Okay, this is your longest video on the channel. The point of anime analysis.
Oh fuck. Oh god. These are all so long ago. So it's like it's like whoa. Oof.
Well, I could go to your more current stuff, but a lot of it is just random activity, another random activity.
Yeah, those don't really have anything to do with the actual channel. I don't know why those are even available.
And then there's like some music tracks, from what it seems like. So, yep, I'm kind of pulling out of the 2 year asshole of your life.
Well, don't worry, because I mean, I didn't say this yet, but I do plan on like returning at some point soon ish. I'm working on a video. Um, so yeah, let me just make sure which video was it?
It is. It's on the same line as your witch mirror. It's like between the ReZero starting life another episode and reaction. It's called. It just has a blank title. It's just
Oh,
a
the point
blank.
of anime analysis.
Yes. So, what is the point of anime analysis?
Well, if you watch the video, you'll just kind of like notice I'm just saying a lot of random shit, like, and I'm just kind of rambling, like I'm just rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling like, for 10 minutes with these like these really dejected shots of just random shit just
Mm-hmm.
happening on the screen. And to me, I feel like a lot of anime analysis, like not to take like pot shots at people, but it's really easy to just do this. I think of somebody like Jack Under the Scope. Um, no offense, Underscope's Jack is a really nice guy, cool guy, but but at that time, people like with channels like that, and like where they'd have these like kind of long discussions or like long reviews, quote unquote, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't really, but they're not really labeled as reviews or like labeled as analysis. But they don't bring much analysis to the table, and it's just kind of them saying shit. They just,
Ooh, them
I mean,
fighting words.
well, now, as a person who's been through several speech classes, I think the word analysis, review, and talking about tend to be so muddled in between that it just boils down to really is a bunch of kind of meandering topics with no real cohesive point. But then again, I've also been to art school where I've heard, let's talk about that. When it's not talking to us, it's talking at us. So I don't know. Perhaps to me, I think that's kind of a fair statement. The word analysis and review are kind of also used wrong, but also mixed up a bit.
I get that. Um, I just feel like I don't know, like when you're doing analysis, it feels like it at least a lot of anime YouTube. I don't know, like again, I've seen more recent anime YouTube videos, but it's not like I really pay attention to them in the same way like I was back then when I was making content like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like back then I was just kind of trying to make sure like like my statements were or like when I was coming from like a place or like where I was making videos like this, like I could go and be like, okay, there's a like narrative through line to this video that I can kind of point at, you know. But like I don't know if that still exists to this day. Like I don't know if I could like pull up some some videos, and like that would still occur. But I just feel like a lot of anime analysis or videos about like specific anime, where they kind of label it as an analysis of the anime, from what I've seen, generally is like more about like an emotion that was like felt by the person watching the anime, and it doesn't really boil down to much of anything interesting to like an outside viewer. Like I'm not demeritating like their own reaction. I just think it's like you get me, like it's
I kind of get you. You feel like the analysis that when people say analysis, it's not really an analysis. It's more like a very opinionated. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Retrospective.
Yeah, that's the right word.
yeah, yeah, and I guess with that, I actually do revisit that in a better way later on. I think that video is I'm like I never thought about that video after I made it, but I don't think about a lot of my channel after I make it. But the video I'd make later on called "Deconstruction: The Story of a Sandwich" would essentially be a revisiting of a concept similar, but I think I pulled that off a lot better because it's like I have like something a lot more like tangible,
It feels
to
like
point
it
at.
looks. I mean, from the thumbnail alone, it's very avant-garde to that sandwich. Very, very capable and aware of its existence as a squared food stuff. Because for when you deconstruct a sandwich, I mean, technically, is that remember when KFC had that like had that two where it had a sandwich, but the sandwich was the buns were two chicken breast.
The double down.
Yeah, the double down. Is that would that at the end of the day, are we visually all just a KFC double down on the inside and we try to deconstruct shit?
Um,
I mean, that's deep, you know. I mean, aren't we all just a sandwich, really at heart?
Are we all just a sandwich with no
powerful.
buns? Hold the mayo, lettuce, and cheese and onions.
Uh,
well, actually, just to I don't know if you guys want to know, because like that video is very memorable to me, because like I put like a lot of time into that video, and like that was, I guess, like to me, if I were to point out a video on my channel I think is my best, that would be my best. Like I don't think I've done better than that. I think it's my favorite one. But
Oh,
I think, oh, the reason why I actually labeled it "Deconstruction: The Story of a Sandwich" is because the video was about, like, I guess, the misuse of the term deconstruction in the anime community in a lot of anime
oh
videos.
yeah, I heard that was a trending topic in the community for a while. What
Mhm.
made a video? Other guy made a vid. I forgot his name. Other people made videos about it, and here I was in the back, like, well, everyone kind. Well, like, then don't like. I don't know what's with these. Like, I'm actually agreeing with like what's other video about big words and like why we feel pressure to use big words. Just to
I don't. I'm not sure if I've seen the video, or I don't know if I remember the video
well,
of
like
where
I don't
I've
remember what his point was. Like, I don't want to be quoted as saying something bullshitty, but I feel like the saying deconstruction in the video kind of puts you with a big target on your back. One that is one that is constantly trying to impress the cool kids on the block, and I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, I think that's a point I do get at in my video, very abstractly, but I do try to kind of, like, the video is very, I don't know, there's a lot going on. It's very busy video visually, very like busy video audio wise, and the essentially the point I'm trying to make is that, first of all, the term deconstruction that we're using in the anime community is not necessarily deconstruction, period. Like, there is more than one form of deconstruction, like, to look at. And what everyone in the anime community is using is a form of deconstruction that is essentially breaking down, looking at a sandwich and breaking down its core elements, which is called a Deridian deconstruction. So
I
that
didn't know
was
that.
yes. I learned that from the guy I write music for, Joe, from Pause and Select. Just plugging his channel, Pause and Select, guys, watch the channel.
Hmm.
It's very big brain. He does not talk about deconstruction. I learned that uh, outside of that. But the whole story of the sandwich thing came. He came up with that, and I came up with the video. He just saw the video and he gave me that title, and I was like, that is an amazing
The
title.
deconstruction of a sandwich is a lettuce switch. That is all I got.
I mean, that's, I guess, but then okay, we can get technical all day because philosophy class has stuck very much since art school, so we can talk about what it really means to deconstruct something.
Hey, you're the
Well,
one
yeah.
that's supposed to pay attention.
I mean,
and
there's different forms of deconstruction, and
Right.
that's like, and I think what you're talking about is actually pretty like helpful. The fact that like there is many ways to do a deconstruction, and the fact that the anime community has just elected one way as the primary way, because a lot of YouTubers looked at that. I guess they found that when they looked up deconstruction and Madoka Magica in the same like breath, and they just thought, oh well, let's all hop on that
it
because
makes you sound
that
super
makes
fancy.
Exactly.
yeah. I guess I don't want to like presume, like I would assume people like Googled it, and they went on Wikipedia and they read the Wikipedia article. Maybe I don't
It
fucking know.
definitely started the trend of the dark magical girl genre, like in full force. There's always been a dark magical girl. You know the whole thing of magical. There's always a catch when making wishes to really cute beings.
I mean,
There's a lot
there's
of
anime in the '90s that do what Madoka is doing. It's not like it was the first anime to do it.
same
It's
thing
just the
with it.
first anime that got popular to do it.
Yeah, the same reason why Sword Art got popular with stuck in the game. You die in the damn. You do die in the game. You die in real life. It wasn't the first, but it definitely popularized it. But not going back into that rabbit hole again, because I'm still salty about Yu-Gi-Oh dying.
Oh fuck! Oh man, I miss Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm not alone. Oh, I'm
Like the
sorry,
show's never
Pimpus.
been the same since he died. I'll be honest
Yes, thank you. Someone's in my camp. I made a 16-minute video about why Yu-Gi-Oh deserved better, man. Yu-Gi-Oh was my boy. He was the
Bro,
best thing to happen to that god-forsaken franchise, and they killed him. Fuck you.
Sao deserves better than what the fuck's happening now. Honestly, like it
Like,
just feels like it's falling apart in
like,
terms of its
like
writing. It's really
Yu-Gi-Oh.
weird.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh was the best thing. He was the best of fresh air and all that stuff. This is not the video to talk about my morning of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is bad. I will literally go on another 20-minute rant about my boy.
Talking about sword art online.
My boy. No, we're talking about my boy. My boy got me too'd. Okay? He got me too'd out of the picture so that everybody could fuck a vegetable. But anyway, let's segue all of this into a more lighthearted videos and the reason why I made the thumbnail the way it is. So, I picked the Ilya content because that's like 4 or 5 videos on the channel. And your video and the finale is the one with the biggest view count. From what I see, yeah.
Ilya content was what started the channel. It's the one thing that keeps the channel together. I don't question it. I just accept it. Okay.
So like, give us an impromptu review of that Weird Fate spinoff. Tell us the good word.
Well, let's get this out of the way. I don't like every season of Fate Ilya. I know it's crazy. And if you watch my channel, you would never be able to tell. Because I was actually most of the videos on my channel are about my least favorite season of the show, which is the third season. The first season I think is all right. The second season I really like. I think that's where like the whole joke comes from for me. It's like I really like the second season, and I don't like the third season at all. Like at all. Like I really don't like the third season.
Can I
Um,
ask, as a unfaithful swine, uncultured swine to the Fate franchise, never really, always looking afar but never touching my toes in. Do you need to really watch Fate to understand what the hell is going on, or do you need, like, how far do you got it? Like, I ask this with every Fate series, whether it's honestly or just to be that person in the room, because I like being that person in the room. Ask a dumb question, but yeah. How much toe do you got? How much toe did the toe got dipped to the toe got toed in that series?
well, for Fate, Khaled, Liner, Prisma, I'd say you really don't need a whole lot of Fate knowledge. I don't really think you need any. Like the show kind of operates within its own lore that's separate, but it does like ask, or it kind of hopes that you know the characters that are there. Like so, like when they put like Shiro on screen from Fate Stay Night, they want you to kind of know that Shiro from Fate Stay Night does not act the way he does in this show, and that's kind of like part of like the show's gimmick. Like it's got like characters that you know, but they don't act like how you know, and that becomes a plot point later on, like in the fourth season.
Shiro's the carrot top, right?
Yeah.
There's so many different versions of that man.
And there's multiple versions of him in Fidelia, so have fun.
Oh no.
There's two.
What?
There's well, okay, they're really it's really easy. One is like one looks like he's like about to die at all moments of the day, and the other one looks like a potato. Like he just looks like a guy who'd be in like To Love Ru or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's a series I haven't heard in a while.
Hey, it came out around the time Ilya did.
It did?
I mean, earlier, like, To Love Ru Darkness, at least, was going on
Oh,
around this.
Darkness. I was about to say, like, not the original To Love Ru.
One little, thing to note is ever since its inception in, I think, 2013 or 2014, Ilya's just had an installment every year in some form. Most things don't have that. I don't even think most Fate things can say that. I don't know how Fate Ilya has been blessed like so greatly, but you know, I'm not gonna count. I'm happy they keep making it because I like it.
I mean, from your thumbnails, it seems like I can figure out a couple of reasons.
Those are all bait. I'm sorry. The thing is the best part of the show is like a prequel movie that literally has like nothing to do with Ilya. Like Ilya is not in the movie until like the last like 2 minutes of the
Oh.
film, where like it shows the beginning of season one.
Mm-hmm.
That is like really the only part. But yeah, that's the best part. The movie. If you want to watch a really chill movie, well, it's not a chill movie, but it's a good movie. Uh, Again, it's like a lot of Ilya exists in a bubble that you don't need Fate knowledge, but it would you get more out of it if you know what Fate is, if that makes sense.
No,
Like
that makes sense.
yeah.
Some shows don't give you necessarily every bit of detail, but at the same time, yeah, if you do look into it, it makes it more fulfilling. But I've seen this before.
Well, yeah, it's because it's like everything's self-contained. Like the way that the servant cards work is self-contained. The way that uh the characters know each other, it doesn't play into any other fate. Like it all is in everything you need to know is in the series. There's no confusion in that regard. It's just that like there's a lot of characters that are cameos from other fate like series and other like spin-offs. So it's kind of like, you know, when you see that, if you're like a fan of Fate, you're like, what? Why is that guy there? Like, why is Bazette there? Like, are you supposed to be into like a Fate that doesn't get adapted until like maybe in like some point in the 2020s? Like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? You know, like that's kind of like more like what the show does, and like it kind of plays around with like connections, but it doesn't really do anything like that you wouldn't that the show doesn't explain. So yeah, that hopefully that you know spurs somebody to check it out.
I'm still on the middle of the needle, honestly, but I'm glad to see people enjoying the series or the franchise for what it is. I gave up trying to roadmap it a long time ago. Maybe one day I'll game plan.
Well, okay, I will tell you this. Uh, if you expect to understand, like, to jump into more like complicated fates after watching Fatalia, you're sorely mistaken. That's not happening. Fatalia does not help you to understand anything in Fate. It just helps you understand Fatalia.
I know. I fully understand. It's a spinoff of a spinoff. It's a spinoff of a franchise that is eating its own tail at this point.
It's beautiful.
It's
I love the Fate franchise.
Well, let's move on to my next talking point, because it's also in the title, and I remember last time I almost forgot about the title entirely, so I remember she stayed on top. All right, so since you're a parody channel, let's ask a philosophical Anituber question, as philosophical as Google can apply. Right now, in the state of things, you know, with everybody being very divisive on real life issues like politics and whatnot and all the hoo-ha, when it comes to the anime community, do you think that the like, for example, on YouTube there's like there tends to be like the communities that don't take a joke well, or there's like a big section of a community that just doesn't know how to laugh anymore, or and vice versa, there are people who think that the people that just don't laugh might be being a little too harsh, you know. So I'm asking, so being a parody channel in itself, do you think that that the anime community has some people, or just a percentage in general, you do not have to specify people that that have a hard time, you know, laughing at themselves and not take criticism, but it's mostly about not laughing at themselves, or and B, do you think, if there is, what could we do to, you know, make it better as a whole?
Well, um, hmm, it's a lot of question right there.
Let's take it one at a time. Let's start with the start. Do you think Anitube has a laughing self problem?
It depends on the person. At least in my experience.
Okay,
like,
do you think there's a significant percentage, and it's like 20% of the community that just doesn't know how to laugh at themselves anymore?
That's a fair statement.
I think the thing is at least in all of, like, I've taken shots at bigger YouTubers and they've taken it pretty all right. But I think in general, like, um it depends how you're going at people. I think there is a way you can go at people, and even, you know, like, even if they don't agree with what you're saying, like, even if you're just like absolutely shitting on them, I think if you say it in a, at least like a way that doesn't come off as like antagonistic,
The
maybe
difference,
they,
the difference between roasting and just straight up hating on them.
yeah, because like there's a difference, and I always feel like, at least with me, I've never actually ran into, well, wait, no, no. I've run into a situation with one or two of my videos where the person behind the video wasn't very happy with what I did to them. But like, those situations are very specific, and I don't blame the person for feeling that way, because it was partially like on me, right? Like, it was more on me than them. So in that regard, like, I don't think that necessarily dunking on somebody. I don't think any two has a problem with laughing at themselves generally. At least the Anituber that I was making fun of. A lot of those people still exist, so I think the statement's still fair. I don't think they have a necessarily problem people making fun of them. It's just like you have to kind of do it in a tactful way, you know.
Do you think the Anituber community has done it in a tactful way compared to other, because you see it all the time, like how the storytime community can't take criticism or can't laugh at themselves when somebody makes a joke. When makes a joke for the just a lighthearted joke.
Sir Palo did a good video about that.
Yes, I'm thinking about the
Yes.
Sir Palo video too. We're all thinking about that. I love that video.
Well, I don't think that actually would work for anime YouTube, or at least not not from my experience. Like there are people, there's absolutely people who cannot take a joke, but there are also people. A lot of the community, I think, is pretty at least open to laughing, not necessarily laughing at themselves, but at least like hearing out somebody who is, peeling on them, going, hey, maybe your content is boring, or maybe your content is this. Like, I don't know.
I think I started this question the first, besides you being a parody channel, because of my recent like dives in Annie Twitter, and how there's a lot of
okay, well that's Anituber and anime YouTube. That's two different things, man. Like, so anime YouTube, like that was like it's one animal, and then anime YouTube. Oh, anime Twitter. Whoa, okay, people are taking shots. No one knows how to laugh on anime Twitter. Come on. That's a different animal, man. Like okay, YouTube has like people's content, which is kind of also disembodied, but also themselves. It's a weird relationship. So I think that a lot more people are prone to being able to kind of look at somebody and then go, okay, I may not like that, or I don't like that, or like depends on how they go at it. That's how I think, right? But on anime YouTube, you're going at them. There's no filter. There's no edited content. Oh, like it's just them putting them out there. So like if you're peeling on somebody on Twitter, that's a different animal, man. Like of course nobody's gonna take a joke on Twitter, man.
Nah, that's true.
I guess I can see. I guess I can No, I don't guess. I understand that completely from what you're saying. I never really saw them. I guess again, like some people would say I'm a very sheltered YouTuber, or just a sheltered person in general. I didn't have I don't know a lot of P's and Q's about common sense yet. I'm getting there, people. I'm learning about shit. I always thought any Twitter and any YouTube was just an echo of each other, like how any Twitter.
Disagree. I'm sorry. Like any Twitter has its own rules, and this is as somebody who has a lot more presence on any. Like I squat a lot more on any Twitter as of now than I do on any anime YouTube, but like the two have different rule sets and different players. Like just because you're a player on YouTube doesn't equate to power on Twitter like that. Does not. Some people on Twitter, they can get serious, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, especially when that whole I always bring this up. This is like the fourth or third video I brought it on podcast. I brought it up, but the whole trap, the trap conversation was something that I kind of go back to when I think about them being connected, because when Anitube was making videos on that, and it spilled over into Twitter, and that was a whole fucking can of worms.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like you kind of see civilization just kind of crumble on Twitter. That's like it's kind of like the YouTube comment system like on crack, because everything's happening so much faster. So like everyone just goes up from 0 to 60, and it's just like it's very it can get tense. But I also think I don't know if you guys know about the Flying Colors Foundation. I don't know if you guys remember that situation.
No.
I think that's a situation where both Twitter and YouTube had a part. More on Twitter was for like Twitter was more for the people who were uncovering like the stuff about the Flying Colors Foundation. Um, and I like they were covering people uncovering like people kind of co-conspirating with this like really shady company.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And the Anime Man and stuff like that. And
Oh my god, is this the Bitcoin thing?
yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah.
There was more to it though. There was more to it.
Yeah, like that's how I remember it. Like they were talking about how there's anime Bitcoin and a lot
And
of
it's a scam. Yeah, it was a scam.
it was a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I didn't hear about that one.
And the thing is with that, that was like a Discord, Twitter like onslaught where a lot of the moving parts were not on YouTube, but they all started on YouTube.
Yeah, like the Anime Man and Naki Dearest were mostly the Anime Man was promoting it as it being a currency for like for fellow otaku to like get
Well,
Bitcoin.
Akidira is staying out of the woods with that because she was also her like Loot Crate rip-off thing was also kind of like a, it was part of like that same slosh of stuff.
I kind of feel bad for loot crates now when I look back at them. They kind of all died in the flash.
Yeah, I would have gotten a lot of those loot crates if I even know you better, but kind of sad.
I bet they didn't even get them all from Japan. I bet you they went to an H Mart or like the local like Asian market and bought the items.
Well,
wholesale.
the thing is with the Aki boxes or whatever they were called, like they would give like these like things like I think she was like advertising stuff that would like only appear in certain ones, and like the amount of people getting those things was like really low, and it's just like this super weird and shady thing, man. It was I don't know. It's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that I was more trying just to illustrate the point between like there is a bit of a like a spill over, but I think that there's two different communities, and I don't know. Maybe it's just the Twitter I see is different from the Twitter most people see, and that's why I think that.
No, I think it's a cool. I think it's a cool perspective. I never really. I always like. Maybe they are separate. Cause, yeah, when you look at the comment section of any section, yeah, you look at the comments section of any YouTube video. It does seem like night and day with Twitter. Now you really helped bring me out to light. So I do like your I'm running out of word. Line.
Like you like your gumption, you like your moxie, your what?
Well, we'll go with Moxie. That sounds more fun.
I like your moxie.
I like your Moxie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so like, okay, so I guess a little bit back to parody. So if I were to say that I guess I know that like Anituber taking criticism is also kind of like depends on who you ask. Would you say that? Do you think that people were willing to accept more of people laugh at themselves, or do you think like the initial just spark of trying to attempt to tackle their own criticisms is more difficult?
Say that question again. I don't know if I really understood.
My apologies. What I'm trying to say is that, like, you know how I said earlier that it's that like when it comes to like to laugh at ourselves when we criticize each other. Do you think that the issue is that it's just the act of someone criticizing your work, the work more difficult on Anituber, or the laughing, or just or the end part where everyone just kind of just laughs it off and like, can just accept that the joke's a joke and.
Yeah, again, it goes back to like the person, because like some people, when you give criticism to them as a creator, will take it to them as a person, So like, some people will find it like, oh, you're making fun of my delivery, or you're making fun of like my like what I gravitate towards to in terms of content, or like, or like, wow, like you did that or this, and then, you know what I mean? Like,
Let me give an example. Like I know some people in the audience who will watch this later may not like me. Like the whole mother's basement thing. I hear it on and off, and I know a lot of Anitubers have their choice, or just people in general have their choice opinions about him in particular. So when I see any type of like, and normally when I hear the phrase "can't take criticism," that tends to be of him. That's kind of why. That's when I think of like not being able to laugh at themselves, at least from the reports from other people and all the brouhaha with him. That's who I think about specifically.
well, good old Jeff's basement. I gotta say, I've made fun of him in a video, and in a video after he appeared in my video. So I don't know if I'm in any position to say that he did not take criticism. But at the same time, I don't even know if he remembered my channel. I like to think he did, but I don't know. He did definitely appear on my channel though, so like that is a he is on the channel. You can find him on, I believe, Cascading Dreams, Drowned in Memes, Inquiry to Gaze at whatever the hell the rest of. Oh, at me. Yeah, he's in that one, I believe. Yeah, let me find the timestamp. But yeah, he's definitely, yeah, he's right there. 1 minute. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, he appeared in my video, so I can't peel on him. I think Jeff's Basement's great at taking criticism. I have a friend who criticizes Jeff's Basement all the time by giving him ideas for YouTube videos. So, I feel conflicted because that friend also owes me a pizza. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Law, you watch this? Get me a pizza already.
Well, what pizza? What pizza we talking about? We talking like a Papa John's?
I want a sausage. I wanted a sausage pizza from my fucking local pizzeria, fucking Milano Italian Grill. It's great. It's good shit. It's the good shit, man. And he told me, "Oh man, fucking sausage pizza. It's not, it's not good." I can't believe I'm actually. This is such a fucking, such a strange call out.
This is the grudge proving ground. You must.
Are you here? Yes, take it to the Thunderdome.
Why? Yeah.
It's fair. It's a fair statement.
I could use a pizza myself, but I already bought lunch. I shouldn't be ordering shit. But I can think of my stomach at a later date. So I guess before I think I'll end my unusual philosophical questions. One day I'll make them more. I'll make them simplified. But today is not that day. Ergo, let's talk about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
Oh,
yay!
Oh boy. Okay.
So here we are again. I mean, I'm glad that this year people are making their own, like Nux and Co. made their own award show, and I feel like that's the best way to kind of like spread the cheer around, talking about the best anime of the decade and making videos on that and sharing your favorite stuff. It may not be, and like you're saying, I never really faulted Crunchyroll for at least attempting to make an official award show. Are all award shows just biased cock rubbers with each other? Yeah, within the own industry. But you kind of appreciate that, hey, we have a thing. And we get to make fun about it. So I guess that's the beauty of it. That being said, I do think the choices were better than last year. Definitely better than last year, in my personal opinion. Because my issue with last year was that, while it wasn't there wasn't opportunities for a full sweep. Like, I feel like Megalobox, for example, loved the show, but I felt like it got too many awards simply for being a niche pick, and they didn't want to be that person in the room who forgot the niche anime. They wanted to be that, like, hipster. Now, like, while it's still, like, a lot of the same choices in a lot of these categories, it feels a little bit more varied, or it feels more earned. Or I can give a reason why it's here. Most of them. So I thought we'd quickly go over what we picked, or if we forgot to vote. We forgot to vote.
I forgot to vote.
I didn't vote.
Because I'm making a video about it, but then I forgot. I realized, oh shit, I forgot to actually vote on the choices I'm talking about.
Well, we could just pretend we're voting right now.
Yeah, let's pretend we're voting right now. Let's all do this together. We're all in this together. Okay, so we'll skip anime of the year for now. I like doing that last. I don't know why it's the first category, but hey. Okay, so does everybody here has the link up, or do I need to just call them out?
I have the link.
I have the link.
All right, so if you want to watch along from home, you can. If you don't care, then listen well. So let's just start with best protagonist. We have Emma from Promised Neverland. We got Saitama from You Everybody Knows What. We got, I'm not even gonna say. Lamp, can you say the one from Demon Slayer? You know.
Tanjiro Kamado.
Thank you.
Kamado. Yeah.
We got Hakimaru from Dororo. We got Sankyu, and we got Toru Honda. First of all, I want to say, why the fuck is Toru here?
Why not? Why not?
Okay, so I have this stigma. I get it, sequels and remakes and they can be here. I just feel like it's cheating. Like,
well, then Yakimaru should be fucking kicked out then.
No.
We're kicking them out.
No,
Sorry.
no. Okay, I'll give Toru. The only reason I give Toru the kind of pass is that it's a show, at least in the West, that everybody fucking knows, and it's a remake from the manga that doesn't really reflect 2019. The reason I give Dororo a pass is that while it does have an original anime from way long ago,
same character.
Not many people watch that shit.
It's the same character. It's the same guy. Hakimaru's in both of them.
I know Hakimaru's in both of them, but like it's like the same thing with Devilman Crybaby. Like, not many people actually watch the original Devilman. I think there's enough time between then and now that I feel like it makes sense why he's here.
Well, I didn't watch Fruit Basket, so yeah, there you go.
I haven't
watched either of them.
I haven't watched the remake, so for me personally, I can't say, how good or bad it is. But if I ever did, I would probably at least give that a shot. But I would vote for Hakimaru only because he has a really messed up backstory, and the fact that he went through a lot more of a struggle than most anime protagonists would have been. Like, yeah, I think I would give him the vote.
So putting aside my thing I watched a little bit of the remake, honestly, and like it essentially it follows the manga more. That's literally the difference. It follows the manga. It doesn't go an anime original route, and it doesn't speak 2019 for me. But going that aside, I also vote for Hakimaru because, yeah, I agree. His backstory was pretty centralized and messed up, and watching him kind of like go through his turmoils was pretty great. Also, I'm gonna be that bitch in the room and say I kind of picked him because he was hot. But compared to that, like Emma, I feel like Emma gets better after the anime ends in season 2. When we get to season 2, Saitama didn't really do much in season 2. He in fact he had less screen time than ever before. So I feel like he didn't do much. He didn't change. I mean,
he had gradients.
I mean, he did have radiance, but like he was really saved for the punchline most of the time, and like that's not to go off. Senku, I love Senku. Dr. Stone hype all the way. He was probably the most entertaining protagonist I've had this year, but it just wasn't enough for me, and I'm gonna be that person. I didn't watch much of Demon Slayer to really make a call, so that's why I didn't say anything.
I mean, Okay, from Hyakimaru's comparison, while both Demon Slayer while Tanjiro and Hyakimaru are both hunters in a sense to both demons, Tanjiro's story is less about self rebuilding and more about upholding what he thinks is right in the face of a lot more. So he's not necessarily losing much personally. He's definitely sacrificing a lot for his life to do that. So it's definitely both a tragic hero's thing, but Tanjiro actually has nothing to fight for other than himself. So that gives him a lot more of a reason to fight, I think.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say, one of my favorite things about watching Dororo Weekly was thinking about how if Hyakimaru's penis was prosthetic.
And then
Um,
does it vibrate?
yeah, these are both things I had to think about. But with that being said, I don't know who I'd pick. I think both Senku and Hyakimaru. I actually don't. You know what? I'm going with Senku. Fuck yeah, Senku. You know he talks about. I watched people make Senku cola. I didn't watch people make Hyakimaru cola, and
I don't think there is Yakimaru cola. I don't think it's a thing.
hmm.
I kind of want to try Senku cola though. I saw people trying to make them. Like,
There's
need
so
to
many
try
videos
this.
on Senku Cola, man.
I
I
want to
watched
try it
them.
one day.
I watched like multiple videos on it. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
It seems pretty simple to make.
it does seem pretty simple to make, but I'll be honest with you. I'm like I think the reason why all those videos exist is just because I kept watching them.
So
YouTube
that's 2
knows.
votes per Hakimaru or is it 3?
1 for Senku.
And 1 for Senku. Alright. Let's move on. Antagonist. So
Oh,
So I got a different one. So I'll let someone else go first. I want to see what you guys do think.
I never watched it. The Babylon, Vinland, Promised, or Carol. So
well, the first problem here is Babylon's not hasn't finished yet. Babylon's still going on. It's on episode 10.
Babylon? The fuck is Babylon?
It's a good show.
Is it on Netflix and or Amazon?
Amazon.
They need to really promote their shows more, man. I didn't even know Psycho-Pass 3 came out until I saw it randomly on Amazon.
I'll just say it like this. I don't want to give much of it away, but it's a thriller. And there's dudes in suits. And like you won't really tell I don't think you really understand what the show is about until at least the end of episode 2. Like episode 1 gives you like this really like I thought it was going to be like The Perfect Insider, and then it was more like just a straight up thriller, and that's not what I was thinking, because Perfect Insider is not a straight up thriller. But that being said, Babylon is a really good anime. I don't know how Angela is an antagonist. She is not an antagonist. That is a really weird word to use for Angela. She's a protagonist, just not the main protagonist.
Maybe they mean idol rival?
That doesn't even work. I don't know, if you watch Carol and Tuesday, it doesn't make any sense.
Which unfortunately I also did not, because it was on my docket too. I was excited to watch it, but because on Netflix it was taking forever to come out, I was gonna watch it on a off-brand site, but they have those stupid ads that are invisible and you have to click on it. I didn't want anything to happen to my malware. So I put it on hold, and then by the time I remembered it was already over and I forgot.
Aww.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to pick the Babylon lady. I don't want to pick even though I think that I like the show. I just don't know if I really think she's a compelling villain. I think Garo is a better villain, but even then, it's like Garo isn't really much of a villain either. He's just kind of a guy that exists in One Punch Man. He doesn't do anything. He's not really heroic
I don't think.
a villain.
Well,
he just kind
antagonist
of exists.
doesn't have to be villain. They just have to be someone that kind of goes rubs friction with the protagonist, or Protagonist,
That's
plural.
the thing. Like, I think for Garo, from what I saw, he wasn't necessarily trying to do it despite the protagonist. He just wanted to be the best guy who, like, I'm gonna kick the butt of all these heroes. I'm gonna prove that I'm better than the old man who taught me. I'm gonna prove this. And like, well, you're not really a villain. You're just an idiot who just wants to prove he's best.
Yeah, like he's neither a hero nor a villain. Like he's
Yeah.
just kind of
He's just
an entity.
He's basically if Ryu from Street Fighter didn't get like a humble check, and he just like, I'm gonna be the best fighter ever, and just go out and like, yeah, that's okay, but what else?
But yeah, I never finished enough Promise Neverland to really make heads or tails on Isabella, and I watched an episode of Hero Academia season 4. So Garo just wins by I don't want to give Babylon the win.
I actually want to vote for Overhaul on this one because whenever he, from what the clips I've watched of Macadamia,
Macadamia nuts.
I've heard that a lot, so I'm calling Macadamia. But Overhaul actually is like, he is a legit villain when it comes to, like, he runs an organization. He actually has villains under his employ, but also his idea was he was trying to take apart the idea of like people pretending to be heroes, quote unquote. Let's face the reality. Let's get rid of the heroes and just make people back to what they were. Is just fighting for our own reasons. He has his own reason and cause, and he is willing to sacrifice for that too. Even like actually like breaking apart his own body to actually use to improve himself. He has that weird bigger picture thing. So at least in that sense, he's not just violence, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, for me, it's a tie between him and Garo because they're both pretty good antagonists, though.
I decided to pick Garo because I actually do like the fact that. Oh god, my bad. I actually do like the fact that he's kind of treated like an antagonistic protagonist. Like, yeah. You kind of want to root for him to beat the heroes, and like every time he gets to a point where it's like, oh shit. That dog guy, what's that dog hero guy? That fucked me up. Like I like the fact that his road was not okay. The reason I chose him is that he's a person that doesn't really win very easily. His road is very messy. It's very bloody. It's very. If I watched Villain Saga, it probably wouldn't be the same thing if I watched it, but. Like, compared to Isabella and, like, Overhaul, they're calculating characters that kind of know what's going on. They understand that, like, they understand what they need to do, how they need to do it, and what things they have to their disposal. Garo's, like, kind of up a creek with no paddle, trying to, like, fight his way against the system going, fuck you. So,
yeah, fair enough.
That's why I picked him. So, yeah, that's about it. Any more words before we move on?
Not for me.
No.
Alright, so we're next going to my two favorite categories of the entire thing. Best boy and best girl. Medal of best boy as a vote. Ugh!
So I want to start off with best boy. Best boy is really easy this year. Gonna have to say Machio. He stole my heart by just being the most muscular man in the category.
Oh my god, we agree! Yes, Machio is my boy. He's a true man's man. It was down between him and Bucciarati, honestly, because I feel like the best boy is better suited for someone who's not the protagonist. They can just focus on doing one job and that one job well. And
Bucciarati has some class, though. Like, he's got some sass and some class.
I know, but have you seen him?
See, the problem is that his muscles are small and he looks emaciated compared to Machio.
And Machio is... Like, Machio is like that guy you kind of, like, okay, I'm going to say this as the only one, like, I would fuck Machio so bad. He's legal, and he's legal, so I can say it proudly. I love this character. He motivates you to work out when you see him. I know that, like, that gym did a perfect job hiring him as the guy that introduces new people, because he has that face. But, like, yeah, and then when you see all the muscle thing, it was like, it just was the icing on the cake. Man, he heals my soul, he motivates my soul, he's got the muscles to beat no one else. Like no one ever was. Everybody else is either a protagonist or fucking Kanata. Astra can go fuck itself.
I don't like Kanata no Astra. So
I don't even know why that anime should have existed. It should have never. Everybody else is the protagonist if they're not Charity, and I feel like, you're kind of being. I mean, being the protagonist makes you try to be the best boy. But hey,
I mean, there's already a best protagonist role, so you know that's why Machio deserves it. He deserves it. There you go.
Yes, Machio. All right, best girl. Okay, this one's no contest for me. It's Chica. Everybody else.
Yeah, well, hold on. I actually am torn between Chica, and Nezuko.
Oh
on
fuck!
This one.
Oh my god.
So only reason I would pick Nezuko, and to give her a chance. So again, tragic story with the whole like she is fully aware of how like she's half demon, half human. She's trying to go still towards humanity while still trying to understand the demonic abilities and demonic like I want to kill you urges. But she's still like the purity that's what drives her brother to do what he does. So there's a good amount of like it's subtle with her. Like you don't really hear from her much, but you get a certain sense of like she has so much personality and character from her actions. But then it's also Chica, who's awesome in her own show, and while I haven't watched much of it, from what I've seen, she's
episode 3, man. That is the episode.
So I don't know. I would give it to Nezuko personally because I'm more of the action show type, like the one you have to like fight demons also, and that character shines because she doesn't say much, but she still gets it like a lot across.
Man, it's Chica all the way. I'm on the Chica train. That girl has my soul. That girl has my life. No one else in this list standed a chance. Like, best girl for me is healing your soul. It is healing your fucking soul and throwing lots of sugar on it. That's Chica.
That's fair.
I don't really let me say I don't actually think my best girl of the year is on this list, but I will play along with the list, and I will say out of the characters here, I think Kohaku is my favorite, and I'm shocked they did not go with Kohaku's sister, because I'll be honest with you, both do kind of play a role, and both are pretty good, and I really wouldn't have minded either of them, but yeah, Kohaku is the like the closest to a best girl of the year for me. Yeah, I think Kaguya did get snubbed for best girl. I think Kaguya is better than Chica. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
No.
She's just better.
No.
Like,
no.
It's just what it is. I don't make the rule.
No. Like here's the thing. We can all agree that Kaguya is a really wonderful girl. She's a perfect little bean. That said, she gets. I feel like her best moments are spread out through the entire season because she's the main female lead. So like her whole point is we have to kind of watch her try to.
Her forehead game is so strong.
I know her forehead game is strong. You could write an atlas on that thing. But like Chica, come on.
No forehead game. No forehead game.
No. That forehead game is concealed. And like the volleyball, man, that whole volleyball incident, like, oh, it's so good. I don't know. Okay, let's just look, let's just make a truce and say we good.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
We say.
I'm just glad none of us picked Carol from Carol and Tuesday.
I never
watched
it.
I don't know why they would put her on there.
I mean,
I don't know why you would put any character. There's just too many characters in that show.
There's not.
None of them are really good except for Ertigan, which would actually, by the way, Ertigan, if he was in best boy category, I'm sorry, but Machio would have lost.
No.
Muscles aren't everything, man.
No.
Sometimes you gotta go Ertigan, baby.
Don't betray me. Don't betray. I need solace in my
I like Machio. I just think that there's a scene in the only moment of I almost said Kaguya. The only moment of Carol and Tuesday I actually liked was like Erdogan's like personal character arc. I thought that was really interesting because he has like this weird self-reflection where he sees all these different versions of himself telling him different things, and it's really cool. I'm like, man, a lot of not a lot of anime do this, and he's like, he's this older guy. He's starting to think he's past his prime, and I'm like, damn, you know, I like that. That's a best boy to me. But he's not on the list, so he doesn't get he doesn't get thought of. But yeah, well, I'll just drop it. But yeah, we can go on to the next category.
All right, we'll make this one. I mean, I'll make mine quick because I didn't really care about best director, so I chose Mob Psycho 2 because I like the writing in it. I like the writing in Mob Psycho. I fully enjoyed myself with everything felt more close knit. Everything kind of felt like a little tied up bow, and that's what I picked for best director.
I don't have enough knowledge of directors as their styles, so I'll just go with that as well.
All right. Well, as a Sakuga man, little thing I kept on the down low. I upload a lot of Sakuga to Sakuga board. If you're familiar with that site.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Never mind then. We'll just throw that under the bus. But more importantly, I think that this category is booty hole. So I'm giving it the booty holes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
how on a scale of 1 to booty hole, how booty hole is it?
At least I mean, I don't know why Araki is being credited for Attack on Titan season 3. It's kind of weird, but hey, I mean, you can do that. It's just like the problem I'm having with this is like Shuhei Yubuta was not the only director on Vinland Saga, if I remember correctly. Same thing with Attack on Titan season 3. And I also, as well as Sarazanmai, Ikuhara was not the only director. So it's kind of weird to be like, these are the sole directors of these shows. It's like,
I mean, Carol and Tuesday got the privilege of having 2.
Yeah, well, that's because that's accurate. But more importantly, very sad, to see some people I like. You know what? I'm saying fuck this category. I'm picking my own favorite director of the year. And a favorite director for the year for me would have to be somebody who rose above and beyond the call of duty, what normal human being would have to do on a show. And for me, let me just double check because I want to make sure fall was not like a season where it had a show. I think there was a show in fall that did make me think, oh wow, that director did a great job. Yeah, there were, but okay, yeah. So my favorite director of the year was a little known man of Itsuki Imazaki. He directed a show called Henski. Are you willing to fall in love with a pervert as long as she's a cutie? That's the English title. Or I'm not gonna go with the Japanese because I'm too lazy.
It's a light novel title.
And you looking at the show, you don't immediately think best director, but why would he be the best? Well, he storyboarded every episode of the show. He key animates in a lot of episodes of the show. He ADs in most of the episodes of the show. He solo key animated, directed, and storyboarded the opening, and he also animated and directed and did all that shit on the ED. So this isn't a short show. It's a 24-minute episode so he's storyboarding all these episodes, animating multiple scenes, correcting shit, and just generally doing the job of a director. And he can do all of that, and also make dad rock on the side.
All of that in a sack of potatoes.
Huh. Mm-hmm. And he makes some dad rock on the side, and that's important. To me, that's the mark of a phenomenal director. The fact that he could do that and still make dad rock. Like, it doesn't impede his progress.
That's fair.
Because I'll be honest with you, I can't do that. I can't even make music on a consistent basis, and this guy's doing it while he's making anime, and he's just put the whole fucking anime production on his back. Like, if that's not notable, I don't know what the fuck is.
That's fair. That's true. Good point.
But yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, next category.
Next
Best
category.
animation.
Yeah, next category. All right, so this is the category that I don't mind doing a lot. Cause like you don't have to watch all of the anime to actually appreciate the animation. I'm not really much of a, obviously I'll say again, I'm not a big word person, but I know some good art when I see it. I will say this: I thought my favorite studio is Mappa, but I didn't choose them for best animation. Cause Mappa had some really great and unique scenes and all that stuff. But in my opinion, I just feel like it's really a cup of tea type of show. It's got to be your thing if you want to like it. It's very out there. So that's why I didn't pick it. Can I be that person in the room? I'm gonna say something really dumb and stupid, but I'm gonna say
Go for it.
if I squint my eyes, I had this thought ever since I saw Vinland Saga that if I squint my eyes, I see Attack on Titan. Like, I feel like they're too similar, and that thought has been wrestling inside my head that this looks exactly like Attack on Titan's animation, and I know it's not, but I'm like every time I look at it, I squint my.
I'm kind of partial to. While I love the fluidity of the animation of Demon Slayer, I also like Studio Bones because of previous work they've done. So I'm kind of torn as like I love how they made Demon Slayer look because it's really good. Like holy crap, the animation's great. But Bones has done some good stuff, and I don't know, that's kind of hard.
I think Fate Grand Order has some good fight scenes in their promotions. They had some really cool like butt scenes, like that 360 no scope butt.
The butt scenes are good. Yeah.
The butt scenes are good. I went with Demon Slayer. I went with Demon Slayer. I like it's the way it's drawn. It's very fluid. It doesn't look like it's a very much an animation marvel in my opinion, and it doesn't really look like, standard anime fare. Like, it feels very stylized, but in a way where you kind of can understand all the information. I just feel like the only reason I didn't give it to Mob Psycho is that Mob Psycho 2 feels more of the same as this first season, and it's already good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the second season's opening was tight, man. But for me, Demon Slayer was something that you could take a picture from Demon Slayer and put it on a wall, like a wall print.
Yeah.
Out of context, and I think it'd be fun to have in your room.
Well, I feel like that's the difference in approach to what the different teams of people who made these shows were going for. Kimetsu no Yaiba was made by Ufotable, and I feel like the approach was to kind of create something that would like hold up against like the manga counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
And like you could look at pictures of this show and be like, this looks just as good. Like I feel like that was a lot of the adaptation decisions, which I don't feel is the same for Mob Psycho. I feel like a lot of it was a lot more like, let's try creating this with visual, like let's do a moving version of that.
I mean, there wasn't much to go. I mean, it's definitely a very creative show in how it's animated, considering it came from one's napkin kitchen of his web. I mean, the webcomic writing is great, but like the
artwork by that point wasn't really even that bad. So So first thing I want to say about this nomination is I think it chose the wrong Mappa show. Saruzanmai is not the best looking Mappa show of the year. Shock.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dororo looked better. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm actually gonna agree with you. I think I think that Lamp.
Yes. What? Wait, which one?
Pronounce the Mappa one.
You need to go back to that. Hold on.
Saruzanmai?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that one.
Anyway, that show is very colorful, but I will agree that I like Dororo's art better. I'm gonna say something real contrary in the next category about this, so hold my tongue. But Saruzanmai, It's colorful, but I like Dororo's animation more. Like that bridge when he fought on the bridge in the first episode against that mud thing monster. That was great.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I also feel like this is a very difficult category. I think they did a good job capturing most of what people would be thinking about. But as somebody who, I'm a little bit more boots on my ground, ear on the floor kind of guy when it comes to, my Sakuga tastes. I'm a little shocked that like Psychopaths 3 did not get nominated. I'm gonna be honest, because like that show, it isn't like it's unknown, and like it is by far the best looking entry in the Psychopaths franchise, even if
Yeah,
towards
but
the
I
end it
guess
falls apart.
I think the
a little
main
bit.
reason no one talks about Psychopaths 3, like, first of all, I finished the entire series, but even then it was hard for me to find and remember. Like it was on you know how Amazon doesn't promote any of their shows. It was
Well, I get you,
if
but Vinland Saga's a Amazon anime, so
yeah,
Is it?
but I
Oh.
feel like
yes.
I think enough where there was enough word of mouth, and Psychopaths 3 is a threequel, so like if you weren't on the Psychopaths train before or remember to be back on that train, you might not promote it as much as say Villain
Well, what
Saga,
about
which
Attack on Titan season 3? That's there. That's wit.
isn't but Attack on
Yeah.
Titan's big enough where it's everywhere.
Psychopaths 3 is big too. It ain't like it's like the most unknown show. Like on Mal, it has over 100,000 users. Come on.
Oh.
I just don't.
Yeah.
If it does, I just don't see it talked about much in the Anituber space.
Well, I don't know. And we were AnyTube ain't doing a good job then.
And
That's shaking my head.
going by like the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, it's obvious they're going by picks that the community saw a lot or talked a lot of videos about. That's like the one trend I've noticed from this list this year.
Yeah. There's a few things that I wish I could see here, but I'm gonna save them for I don't know. I'm like opening these as we go along. But a lot of them I'm gonna bring up, I guess, in like the character design category, since we're gonna hit that. And I think these ones are a little bit more like they can compete on a character design level, and like
I'm just the
rather
most
than-
remembered great grand vet.
Fate Grand Order is my pick. Yeah, like I'll tell you this much: Fate Grand Order is my pick. It was very easy for me to pick Fate Grand
Was
Order.
it the butts? Was it the
No, not
360?
necessarily. Not necessarily. I just like if you were to like chain a bunch of staff that I like into a room and make a show, Fate Grand Order is out of all of the things on this list the closest thing to that, and it moves a lot. It looks real good, and I think it's while it's not over yet, I don't know if we've seen the best of the show yet. And I don't know if I can say that. I think Mob Psycho season 2 did not have a high that was higher than season 1. But I think the second half of FGO could have a high that's higher than the first half.
Yeah. Let's speed
No
this up.
offense.
Yeah, let's speed this up a bit since we're already almost gonna hit 10:30 anyway.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Um,
shit. You
um,
wanna go the biggest categories?
now I was talking about like let's just say something little and keep go and a little bit.
Alright, best character design.
I went with surprise. I know this is weird. I went with Dr. Stone. I don't know, like I like the expressions in Dr. Stone a lot, and I like how they conveyed so much in the show with so little compared to like the other shows that have a lot of ornate designs. But yeah, the facial expressions are what won me over. It took me a minute to figure out why the hell I chose it over Dororo, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How about best musical score?
Aren't you two gonna say?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
For me, none of these on the list fit my bill. I was gonna go with Hula Ing Babies by Gaina. I think the designs in that are really unique. They're interesting, but they also feel very familiar. And while everything on this list is, they're very competent designs. I'm not dogging on Sarazama. I'm not dogging on Dr. Stone. I think Dr. Stone has phenomenal designs. I will peel on Carol and Tuesday's designs. I don't really think they're like pretty in animation. I think they're good in illustration format. That's it. Dororo good designs, Kaguya good designs, Vinland Saga good designs, but they ain't got shit. Oh, hula ink babies.
Lamp.
Mic drop.
I mean, I'm actually gonna pick Dr. Stone,
Woo.
but only reason because, like you said, the expressions were a lot more vivid on their characters, and in the setting they were working with, the post-destruction Earth setting, I think they did a really good job with making the characters distinct. Like, you could still tell, like, amongst the people who were just, like, not very technologically based, you know who was who at a glance.
Yeah, like there was a lot of characters in like an Ishigami village that were very minor characters, but they still had their own character designs.
Yeah, so for the practicality reasons, I think that's why I would choose that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, best score. I didn't have much to say on this. I went with JoJo because I'm that type of gal.
I'm going JoJo too, mostly because
I'm
it's the only one I've watched that I
throwing
liked.
Dr. Stone down. I think that Dr. Stone soundtrack was fan-fucking-tastic. I love that soundtrack. It is everything I want in a show.
I like that. I like that inspirational theme it has. That like when they have the rock.
There's a lot of really good songs. There's the songs with they got the rapper guy, who sounds like Lotus Juice. They got the song. They got the songs they play at the end of the credits, like the songs they play on the inspirational.
Oh yeah,
thing,
and that Davis lady.
Song. Oh man, dude, Dr. Stone, like montage music. Every beat is good. It is a very well composed soundtrack.
Oh my god, I forgot how half of those shit.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good soundtrack because it's really good if you notice it when you pay attention to it, but it also plays its role by sitting in the background. It's a really good soundtrack. Kimetsu no Yaiba was chilling there.
It's my
Attack on Titan was chilling there. JoJo obviously was chilling there. Come on, really, people were memeing the shit up, but like they didn't do it like Dr. Stone, man. Dr. Stoned me, bro.
Dr. Stone is my
rocks at
second.
me. It's crazy.
Dr. Stone is my second. I'll just, but I don't know. I gotta go with my degeneracy. I gotta go with my. Sometimes you gotta let out your inner degenerate and just gotta go with what you feel. And at the time, I do see your point though. I might switch my vote to Dr. Stone, but I don't know. Okay, but yeah, moving on. Okay, so
best fight scene.
Best thing about best fight scene is that you can just look it up on YouTube and watch if you haven't seen them, and that's what I did for the anime I didn't watch.
I would actually vote for Demon Slayer on this one.
Okay, I know it's gonna like I voted for Demon Slayer too.
I'm going Ushi Wakumaru. Yep, we're going FGO. I'm saying FGO. They can't keep me off.
Which one is the girl with the spinning butt? She had like she was wearing white. She had the black pigtails. She looked like the girl who masters Archer but wasn't our.
I know. Okay, so do you know the fight with Gorgon Morgan?
Yeah.
That's the fight.
That's the fight with the 360 no-go scope butt that I keep talking about. Yeah.
My biggest, and I would have picked JoJo originally in this one only if they didn't spend so long talking about this is a stand ability. Here's a scene where we're looking up at the ceiling waiting for it to happen. Like, okay, I know you guys are gonna ora something, and sometimes you can't. But at the same time, just get to doing that.
I think a good part of that fight scene was the suspense because Metallica's stand ability was just, it's just so metal. Get it? Like his stand ability was just goddamn mental, and so like
yeah.
So in that fight, but I do think the setup took too long.
Because like I understand that JoJo is also a mental game just as much as a physical game, but at the same time, Demon Slayers was basically they did both that at the same time. They didn't take too much time to like actually set up the whole scene and talk about powers. They talked about the powers as they were doing it.
I felt more emotion in the Levi versus Beast Titan in the manga than in the anime.
I like Ushi. I like Kai Igarashi, and he had a cool Ushi Wakumaru drawing. And I don't know. See, like my brain when you ask me like best fight, I just go, I really like that one. I'm gonna point at that one. I'm gonna point at FGO. I'm sorry.
But that's all I got for that category, unless anybody else has something to say.
No, that's it.
No.
That's it.
All right, best couple. This one's pretty easy for me.
I have no idea who these couples are, so I'm just gonna say whatever on this one.
You're gonna skip it. I only know one as well. I'm going with Kaguya and Miyuki. Like, they're cute. Like, I forgot Baki had an anime this year. Did anybody else remember?
Didn't. I remembered.
Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
It gave me pain, but more importantly, I haven't seen the show, but I expect to, because of what I know about the show, I'm gonna pick Given. I just think I've only watched the first episode, but I do think that the characters dynamic, if they do deliver in the way I do know they are, I like that more than Kaguya because, like, spoiler alert, they don't get together in the first season of Kaguya.
Yeah.
In Given, they get together, so
yeah,
kind of a winner in my book.
They're too stubborn to actually say that shit. So
I would have gladly picked Retsuko and Haida, but they haven't gotten together yet, and damn it, they better.
I mean, I would if I saw more of Zara Sanmai than I did. I probably could rationalize Ryu and Mambu. It just was too weird, man. It got real ass weird. Even.
But they're utterly sexy.
I know. I mean, yes, they're sexy. They're sexy as fuck, but like.
No, they're utterly sexy.
Okay, so I know this is kind of a tangent. And I know, but like, I forgot which one is which. But you know the dark skinned one with the blonde hair. He looks like Niles from Fire Emblem.
I don't.
You don't see it. You don't see it.
I don't know who that is anyway.
Oh my god, I feel like Ultra Fire Emblem weeb trash. But but yeah, if for people who want to type in Ryu and Mambu, like, just add an eye patch to one of them and they look like that character. But anyway, also Ymir and Historia, I got complicated feelings for, so I'm not doing it. Nah, bro. Okay, moving on. Unless anybody else has anything. No?
Nope.
No.
Alright. Best Japanese voice actor, I'm giving mine to Yuko Kaida, because Isabella's performance from that actor was creepy as fuck, and I refuse to give the voice to Mamoru Miyano again.
Oh, I'll be right back. Hold on. We're just got back.
I'm gonna give it to Yukino Satsuki for playing that lady in Babylon.
What the fuck was
Babylon? She plays a really good role. She does a good job. I don't know, like I like talking about the show is like walking on eggshells, and like the show isn't ended yet, so it's really hard to say if it really delivers on what it's doing. But more importantly, Babylon's cool, and she's really good in like selling her role. I don't know if I like her role, but she sells her role.
Yeah.
I also think that Senku's really good.
Yeah, Senku's good.
Really good,
Sorry,
but
okay, I'm back.
It hurts me because my friend doesn't like Senku's Japanese voice actor, and that's why I won't pick him.
Oh.
And that's why I picked her because I like her, and there's no strings attached to me liking her.
Yuko Kaida is the only reason I didn't fully finish watching the dub, because I'm a horror baby. I almost said horror. I'm a horror baby. I hate horror. Like, I don't hate it. I'm scared of horror anime. So like, or really like creepy suspense anime, which is this kind of is. And I love the manga, but like her voice acting like really set my fear factor to like up to 11, and I couldn't do it, man. It was so creepy. It was so good. I had to pick her. But nope, out of spite, like Mamoru Miyano gets my vote too much. I voted for him last year, not this year, not again. Anyway, English voice actor. I watched some dubs. Anybody else watch any dubs this year?
I don't watch dubs.
Okay. See, I want to immediately pick Erica Mendez for Retsuko because I love that show more than it's healthy, but I have to concede that it compared to Naofumi, for example, Retsuko's character doesn't portray as much of a depth as the he would, or maybe a Shinji would, or even from Mob Psycho. So while I love her to death, I'm actually gonna go with some. I actually pick either Naofumi or from who does Mob or Kyle from Mob Psycho.
Kyle was like legit. Kyle was also my second pick. I didn't pick him, but he was adorable. My God, his voice, his performance was so cute. But I picked Faye Mata because the Konosuba dub is hella tight. If you haven't watched the Konosuba dub, I don't know what you're doing, but that dub is funny as shit. And she was really great in it. And I had to choose her because I busted a gut. I don't know why the fuck Laura Bailey is here. I know I'm shitting on Fruits Basket yet again, but it's just the same. I don't think Laura Bailey did any better of a job than she's always done a great job as Toru. So I don't see what makes it the difference compared to everybody else. I did not want to lose to my nostalgia boner. No. No, Laura Bailey, no. Billy Cowmets did okay. He got a right amount of angst, but I was like not up for that. I felt bad for Casey because he had to be compared to the original performance, a lot, and that feeling is a little complicated, so I didn't pick that. So I went Faye Mata. So I like Aqua's voice actor; she was great. Anyway, we're now done with technical shit. So. Back to genre loving. Best comedy.
Agretsuko. I do not care.
Kaguya.
I'm Agretsuko.
We're all gonna pick different things. I picked the dumbbell anime because I picked out of bias. Like, I'm trying to lose weight. That show helped me lose weight, and it busted my gut. That's what I chose. Isekai Quartet. I felt like the joke wore thin after the second episode. It's like, we get it. Everybody's from different worlds kind of just doing their own thing, but like,
I will say my favorite comedy of the year is not on this list, and is criminal that it is not on this list. Machikaro Mazoku, best comedy. What the fuck is this list? Out of here. Mic drop again. Shaking my head, Crunchyroll. Machikaro Mazoku is the best comedy of this year.
Are you just gonna just rebel
the
out?
fact that Kaguya-sama has to be my pick is painful because I know it is the best.
I don't know why Roommate of a Cat is here. It's more heartwarming than actually funny.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, Machikaro should have been that spot, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
I can feel the salt.
Machikaro deserves something.
I can feel the salt. Oh my God. I can feel it. I can feel the salt. Okay, so, anyways, best fantasy. So,
that's
really
easy. That's easy.
I have no opinion on this one, actually, because I don't really know. I mean, to an extent, a lot of anime would be there's like scale of realism to fantasy, but like I didn't really watch enough of them to know, so I'll have to pass on that.
I picked Zara Zanmai because, hey, I had to give that thing a reward somewhere, and I felt like this was the one that fit. I was gonna give it to Ascendance of a Bookworm. If I watched Ascendance of a Bookworm, it was definitely a show that jived with me, but like, nah. Why is the fuck Astra Lost in Space here?
Because it's just, it's space, sci-fi, it's a fantasy kind of thing, right? That's kind of fantasy. But more importantly, my pick is Honzuki no Gekko Kujo, or Ascendance of a Bookworm. I don't like the title, so I just went with the Japanese title. But more importantly, that show blows everything out of the water in this category. It is everything.
I heard it's like really endearing. Like, I like the fact that from the trailers I saw that she doesn't actually, like, her super knowledge future powers don't really
help her much. Well, they do, actually. They help her immensely. See, I actually think this is probably, in terms of what we have in anime, which, it's not a really big contest to be like, yo, I have the best isekai anime. It's like saying, like, you have the best, like, fast food restaurant. Like, it's not really saying it's not really big, like, accomplishment. But I will say Hanzuki does push the bar. Like, it does push the bar pretty far compared to its contemporaries from what I've seen. And I think it does a really good job of justifying why it's an isekai. I don't think the show could have been not an isekai and pull off what it does. I think that it does a great job like explaining its world. Like I think the world is really well done because it doesn't feel like it's expositing much about itself, but it also feels like there's a lot like a more to the world when it does tell you something. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of like things it does that it doesn't explain, but you pick up on as it goes on. Like they have like these exotic foods, they have these like these different ways of trading. They do have books, and then they have magic contracts. It's like there's a lot to the world, but the world doesn't ever really have to explain
she
most of
just
it.
wants
So it
to
doesn't.
read a book, man, but the quest to read a book is so complicated.
It's
That's
really
why Audible exists.
yes. Audible.com. Use
Not
use
sponsored.
code basement. Yes, use code basement, and you can get right now get your own Audible, dude. It's fucking yeah. But yeah, more importantly, dude, that show's fucking hype. It's so good. I can't wait for the second half. Like it is by far like it's so good. It's like all the characters are really memorable. Like it's just it's everything. It's it really doesn't have competition. It just doesn't. Like at least in terms of being a fantasy, honestly, nothing there. Come on. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I got. So I was gonna vote for Promise Neverland in fantasy, but because Sarazama was here, I decided to vote for best drama instead. Because every other thing in here, again, at this point, like I think Fruits Basket was my punching bag this year. I know I'm being biased against it because it's a remake of a show that I loved in 2007, and I still love it, but I don't feel like it represents 2019. It's a and like I'm real salty bitch about it, but like, and I didn't watch Vinland Saga, and it probably would have been best drama for me if I actually watched that damn thing. But I'm guessing your favorite's Babylon from all this, Skulls.
How'd you know?
Well, through context clues and the power of anime on my side, I took a guess. Plus,
Well, okay. Well, um, the problem with giving Babylon best drama is assuming that the next two episodes do give it a good conclusion.
oh,
That is the assumption that needs to be laid down. But if it isn't that, I actually think I haven't seen it, but I would expect Hoshiai no Sora to actually be better. But gonna have to stick with my guns. Babylon is the best that I've seen, and yeah, that there you go.
and I'm just clarifying for my Promised Neverland pick. Even though I didn't finish the anime ish, it had enough impact and drama on me through that and between reading the manga that I had to give it to it. Lamp,
I mean,
you want
again, I want to say I haven't watched the new Fruits Basket. I need to watch the new Fruits Basket, and I really don't. I haven't watched any of those shows, so I'm like, well, crap. I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, The Promised Neverland looks like to be the most dramatic.
You
of
could
these,
take
but
the L if you really don't know.
I'm gonna. I had to skip it because I really don't have a good enough like knowledge to say.
Like there's a random ass tennis anime on here.
Hoshiai no Sora is really good, from what I've heard. The problem with it doesn't have an ending, and the directors complained about how they kind of screwed him over on the production, and they like cut the production in half.
Oh, so
And
it's
he just decided,
unfinished.
and he
Wow.
just decided to not change the script at all. So you just get a cliffhanger in the end of the show.
Jeez.
Dang.
But it doesn't mean that the show will be gone forever. It could get a sequel, possibly question mark. But more importantly, in terms of like writing, from what I know about that show, it probably is the most nuanced out of everything I've seen here.
Wow. Okay.
But with stipulation that I have not seen Vinland Saga.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Carol and Tuesday is good dog dung. So that's all I can tell you.
3 categories left. So best opening sequence. I did not care about the best opening. Like I know they're nice, but like I went with Mob. This is purely by taste, so I went with Mob Psycho.
I mean, I went with the Touch Off by Uberworld only because I love the band Uberworld. I'm kind of biased in that regard, so I love their music.
Well, I think that first of all, just gotta say, I think the
Got snubbed.
got snubbed. Party is over. Is a come on,
I agree.
Party is
Party
over.
or is Fire? Because I liked Fire, man.
Gimme fire.
That was great. That was a great opening.
Yo, come on, bro. But yeah, that wouldn't be my pick of the year, I don't think. It's kind of hard for me to pick a best of the year because it'd be tied between you know what? I'm going with Carol and Tuesday. Kiss Me.
Oh.
I think it's a well produced song. I like Noberich. I think Noberich is a really, really talented composer. Don't know about the vocalists on the song. I guess they do the job. They do a better job than him at singing the song for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but Bahi JD, a king, Western god, could just blessing us with his really awesome stuff. And I really do like the artboards done by the person who did, I forgot the fucking, I think it's, what's that one? It's like a stop motion film. I forgot the name of it. It's like Charlotte, I think. Yeah. But the person who did the Charlotte artboards did the artboards for the backgrounds on that opening. Some mint ass shit, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's really aesthetic and really well animated, and it's just a really good song. Like, it's all together just a really good package. And the reason why I can't give it to Inferno by Mrs. Green Apple is because the Green Apple gang got a really bad mixing engineer to like mute the bass in the chorus. Like, I don't know where the bass goes. It just dies.
Oh.
And like also the horn line sounds like shit. Like, because you can barely hear it. Like, there's a horn line in that opening and you just don't hear it. It's like, how do you get a horn line and you make it like almost inaudible? Like, that's not right. You don't do that. But yeah, I'm sorry. I like openings. I like opening animation and music. So, but yeah. Also, Domestic Girlfriend has a banger, like an actual banger. So that's also very notable. But yeah, Bahi JD, Nolbarich, Shinichiro Watanabe, Carol and Tuesday, Kiss Me, opening. That's the one.
Fair enough.
For me.
Alright, so ending was hard for me. Just to keep it short. I liked a good I got the good 4 of these songs from the ones I watched. Sorry, I know I'm gonna be portraying to my Doro darling. That anime was great, but I didn't pick it. I went with Veil because I am pure head banging trash. I like the visuals for Fire Force as well, so I took that into the account. Like, Doro had better visuals, but like the ending put me to sleep in a good way, but Veil unlocked my hitting headbanging. Yeah. I had to headbang to Veil, and that's why I picked it. So
I think that's why I went with Doro, because yeah, it's a slower one, but I think because of the show, it really helps to kind of like bookend the show that it was.
Yeah, it was a great ending. It was a great first ending. I also am kind of salty because they got rid of it for the second ending.
Oh, you are so wrong. I was about to fucking say they snubbed Eve. How could they? And then you just go in and you just pull out the Glock and start shooting Eve. No, kill Eve. Not like this. No.
I don't want to kill it. It's a great ending. It's just I know it's like it's a good ending too. They're both very but like I prefer the first ending the door over the second one.
And you're entitled to that opinion, but you just know inside you're killing me.
I know. I'm sorry. Lo siento.
It's okay. But yeah, as I was going to say, Duro picked the wrong Edie. How could they do this to Eve? Eve should have been nominated so that I could just pick Eve. I love Eve, and Eve would have won, honestly.
Are you gonna pick Sara Norigato out of association?
Hell no, I hate a Maserati.
Oh.
A Maserati is not good, but that song's not bad.
It has good visuals. It has a really good...
I didn't say that song was bad. I just think that outside of the Rampo Kitan opening, and that song, like even the Repo Kitan's opening is like on its own class. Maserati hasn't really made another good song, and that Dororo ED is passable to me. It's like fine, you know. It's like, it's
I
like,
think
it's like
that
drinking some water, you know, like it's whatever.
but I think that in tandem with like the symbolic imagery and what it was
But
trying.
like the thing is that Yamio is that, but more like you got Eve, you have the imagery, you have Eve, you have the like Yamio. Come on, it's so easy. Like that was such an easy clap for Dororo. But I have to give it. If I can't get one Utaite, they had to give me another, and they did. And Fire Force, it was easy. Come on, easy
Yeah,
clap. Come
Fire
on, Bill.
Force.
You know,
I
like
love the
that one
story
has
it
the
told.
Sakuga. It has the Sakuga butt, and it also has the Utaite. Like all I'm saying, like we got Kana Sudoko. I like this guy.
I would have picked
That's a
the
thing.
Chica ending, but my issue with the Chica ending, it's only one episode, and I don't like that. That kind of like rubbed me the wrong. Rubbed me the wrong way. Like
That doesn't discount it.
I
And
know.
also, I would say that Chica, to my knowledge, is not a new Taite, and thus makes her weaker than a new Taite. So that's
Like that ending
like-
is just pure sugar, and I love it. I love it so much. It's just I wish it was more than just one episode, and that was my very biased and kind of petty reasoning why I picked Veil over it. Veil, but yeah. Any more thoughts before we get to the final one, and then we can all go to bed?
There's no final one.
I hope that the Eve next year can. I hope that they don't. Oh, for like next year, since fucking So did an opening for what's it? It Invaded. I hope that they don't snub him. I need Mr. Fixer in best opening
We
for next
skipped
year.
Anime of the Year,
Oh,
Lamp. So Anime of the Year, interesting. Oh Maidens and Savage Season was randomly put here. Okay. It's a funny anime, but like, Nah, I'm gonna be the Nori pick. I went, okay, no, actually, no. I actually took an L on this one. I didn't want to pick, because honestly, Doro got snubbed. But, like, this is like, and when it comes to Anime of the Year, I honestly don't care about Anime of the Year. It's like my least, like, it's not my least favorite award, but it's like, it's the one I care about half-heartedly, because like everyone gets so tied up about Anime of the Year, and I'm like, everyone's got different tastes now. There's so much anime now, like I think everybody has their own Anime of the Year. So defining the fit, like last year, like, okay, I'll make the exception. Last year, Dead Man Wonderland. What the fuck am I thinking? I meant I said it earlier in the stream. What was the anime? It won last year. It was on Netflix. Devilman Crybaby. There we go. That's what I got. Devilman was a quintessential like cool pick. This year, like if you had to force me to pick, I'd probably pick. If you forced me, I'd probably pick Demon Slayer. But honestly, none of these picks really speak to me for anime for the year, because I take the L on it. I'll pass. But so yeah.
Well, I gotta say, none of these picks should speak to you, because it's not. None of them are Machikado Mazoku, best anime of the year by far. Destroys all of these anime. You could combine them, and it still would be a weaker anime than Machikado. But I'll say this much: if I were to be forced to choose one of these anime on this list, I guess I'm going with Neverland. But I only watched like 3 episodes of Neverland, so that should just speak to how disappointed I was by Mob Psycho season 2,
Lamp,
and
maybe,
how bad Carol Tuesday was.
Yes, Lamp. Maybe you can save our.
I mean, okay, I was gonna go. I would pick out of this list. I would pick Mob, only because, yes, Demon Slayer looked, was a great fluidity of story and everything, but I think Mob dealt with more deeper issues overall as a theme like with all the aspects like psychic abilities, but also like what's going on in the mind, what's going on that. It commented more on a bigger picture than Demon Slayer did. I never watched Neverland, so I wouldn't know what's in that one. But if I did, I would probably either put Mob or Neverland, but I know Mob more.
I'm not the only one who believes that Oh Maidens in your Savage season was randomly put here, right?
Yeah, I think that was kind of random too.
I don't really think there was a lot of decisions from this year, so I don't know if it's randomly put here. It was a well-received anime. Like I didn't really think there was all like nothing really stuck out as the best of the year.
And I think that just attests to that.
Unless you watched Machi Katamazoku or Endoro, then you obviously would have known those belonged here. But then you would know no one else would have put those there. So
I guess that just attests to like I said, there's like a lot of anime now. Everyone's got their own taste, and I feel like treating anime.
There was nothing that stand out, I would say.
Yeah, there's nothing that really like definitively like this was the thing. Like last year. Like last year we had the thing, this year we don't. It's like everybody's got a cool thing, and that's okay. But it's getting close to 11. I didn't actually think we'd make it to 11 o'clock. We're all tired. I am tired and hungry, and I think we should end it. So before we go, tell us once again. Tell us for the lovely audience where they can find you, if you want them to find you, and any updates you have. Go.
You can find me on World War II Dragon, or World War II Dragon, or blasting your ears out with music on Pause and Select. That's those are the places you can mainly find me. I'll be coming out with maybe a second channel soon, TM, and then I'm gonna start up stuff on my main channel again. But the stuff on my second channel should just be a little bit more like easier to put out.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, with that being said, thanks for watching again. All with this ending. I once again am your lovely host, the anime misfit Shannen. This has been me and Lamp as well.
Yay!
And whoa, WW2 Dragon. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Community Corner Podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And